Hello all, I am Dr. Prabhas Sanjanbal. In today's class, we'll discuss about the grammar of theory of competition. So what is grammar in the theory of competition? Okay, the grammar, the definition of the grammar, it is the set of rules. It is the set of rules used to describe the strings of a language. It is the set of rules used to describe the strings of a language is called as grammar. Okay. Now we'll try to understand with the help of formal definition. So grammar is formally defined as G equals to VT, G equal to V, T, P, S. So grammar is formally defined as four tuples that is V, T, P, S. So what is the meaning of G? G means this is called grammar. G means this is called grammar. Okay. The next one, what is the meaning of V? Grammar G is the defined as four tuples. The first tuple is called as V. V means set of variables. V means set of variables or also called as non-terminals. V means set of variables are also called as non-terminals. What is the meaning of V? What is the meaning of T? T is called a set of terminals. T is called a set of terminals. What is the meaning of P? P means the number of productions. P means the number of productions in a grammar. S, what is the meaning of S? S means this is called as the starting symbol or initial symbol, we can say. Okay. Now we'll try to understand what is the meaning of V, T, P, S with the help of one example. So see here, every grammar is in the form alpha to beta. This is very important. Every grammar is in the form alpha to beta. This is the grammar. Every grammar is defined as what? Alpha to beta. What is the meaning of alpha? Alpha is called as the LHS part, means left hand side. Alpha is called as the LHS part. And what is the meaning of beta? Beta is called as RHS part, means right hand side, means right hand side part. Alpha is called as LHS part, means left hand side part. Beta is called as RHS part, means right hand part. So here where beta is the replacement of alpha, where beta is the replacement of alpha. When we'll discuss about the some examples about the grammar, then we can understand in very detail. Okay. Now we'll try to understand what is the meaning of V, T, P, S. Means set of terminals, set of non-terminals, set of number of productions, starting symbol. What is the meaning? We'll try to understand with the help of one example. See here, this is one grammar. See here, this is one grammar. What is the grammar? Grammar is in the form always alpha to beta. Grammar in the form alpha to beta. Here, this is the grammar. Every grammar means S to AB. Here S to AB. This part means S, S to AB. This S is called as alpha part. This S is called as alpha, and AB is called as beta part. So every grammar is in the form alpha to beta. S is called as alpha, AB is called as beta. Similarly, in this grammar A to A, this one is A is alpha part and A is beta part. Remember one thing, what is the meaning of V? What is the meaning of V? We'll try to understand. V means what? V means here. V means here set of variables or non-terminals. Non-terminal means all capital letters. Non-terminal means all capital letters. So now we'll check how many capital letters in this grammar. This is called as total grammar. So how many capital letters in this grammar? There are 4 capital letters. S, A, B. Sorry, there are 3 capital letters. S, A, B. So the number of variables are S, A, B, right? So the next tuple is T. T means what? T means the set of terminals. T means set of terminals. Terminals means, terminals is nothing but, this is called the small letters. This is called small letters. How many small letters are here? One is A, one is B. So there are two small letters, A, B. Terminals means small letters. Variables or non-terminals means capital letter. Okay. So next one is the P. So how many productions? Which number of productions? So how many productions in this grammar? See here, A to AB, A to AB, it is a one production. This is the first production. Second production, A to AA and A to AA slash A. It is nothing but what? There are two productions in this grammar, means in the second grammar. That means what? This is A to A and A to A. So there are two productions in this grammar. So this is the second grammar, this is the third grammar. Okay, now we'll see similarly B to BB and B. The fourth grammar is B to BB and the fifth grammar is B to B. So there are 5 productions in this grammar. There are 5 productions in the grammar. So P equals to 5. The number of productions. How many number of productions in the grammar? There are 5 productions in the grammar. So then S. S is the starting symbol. So which one will be the starting symbol, or we can say like that initial symbol. Here the initial symbol is called as S. Here initial symbol is called as S. S equal to the initial symbol, or we can say starting symbol. Here initial symbol is S. So V is the number of set of variables or non-terminals. Non-terminals means capital letters. How many capital letters in the given grammar? T means set of terminals. Set of terminals means how many number of small letters in the grammar. P means number of productions. How many number of productions in the grammar? H means the starting symbol, or we can say that initial symbol in the grammar. Okay. So these are the definitions of the grammar. Okay. In the next we'll see the derivation. The next definition is called derivation. So what is the meaning of derivation? Replacing the LHS part of the grammar by RHS part. Replacing the LHS part of the grammar. Replacing means every grammar is in the form alpha to beta. This one is called LHS part. This one is called RHS part. So replacing the LHS part of the grammar by RHS part from starting symbol to until the generation of the sentence. Until the generation of the sentence is known as derivation. Okay. Now we'll try to understand with the help of one example what is the meaning of derivation and its type. Okay. So now we'll try to understand what are the types. The derivation is of two types. The first derivation is called leftmost derivation. The second derivation is called rightmost derivation. First derivation is called leftmost derivation. The second derivation is called as rightmost derivation. So what is the meaning of leftmost and what is the meaning of rightmost derivation? Say the first derivation is called as leftmost derivation. So what is the meaning? It is the process of derivation. Leftmost means it is the process of derivation in which leftmost non-terminal is replaced by its corresponding RHS part. Leftmost derivation means the leftmost non-terminal first replaced. Leftmost non-terminal is replaced by its corresponding RHS part. Okay. But in case of rightmost derivation, it is a process of derivation. It is a process of derivation in which rightmost non-terminal rightmost non-terminal is replaced by its corresponding RHS part. By its corresponding RHS part. Leftmost derivation means leftmost non-terminal is replaced. Here leftmost non-terminal. The leftmost non-terminal is replaced by its corresponding RHS part. But in case of rightmost derivation, it is the process of derivation in which rightmost non-terminal is replaced by its corresponding RHS part. Okay. Now we'll try to understand what is the meaning of derivation, leftmost derivation and rightmost derivation with the help of one example. Okay. See here this one is a grammar. So here this is the example of grammar. Now we'll try to understand what is the meaning of leftmost derivation and rightmost derivation. Okay. Leftmost derivation. Now first we'll discuss about the leftmost derivation. So what is the meaning? Leftmost derivation means what? First, initially when we'll start generation of sentence, we'll always start from the starting symbol. Here starting symbol S equal to AB. Here starting symbol S equal to AB. Okay. S2 A B. This is the starting symbol. Now we'll derive S2 AB. So in the second production contains two productions. Actually the second one contains the two productions. Two productions means A2, sorry, this is A or A2A. So there are two productions. Means what? A2, AA or A. There are two productions. Okay. Now S to AB means the left side is leftmost non-terminal is A and the rightmost non-terminal is B. Similarly, so which non-terminal will replace? In this case means S to AB. Now we'll derive S to AB. Now which non-terminal? Now we'll derive which non-terminal? Either A or B. Either we can derive A or B. So now we have to follow either leftmost derivation or rightmost derivation. What is the definition of leftmost derivation? The leftmost derivation is, it is the process of derivation in which leftmost non-terminal is replaced. Leftmost non-terminal is replaced by its corresponding RHS part. Leftmost non-terminal. So here the leftmost non-terminal is A. Here A is the leftmost non-terminal. Here A is the leftmost non-terminal. Since A is the leftmost non-terminal, so A will derive first. Means either we'll use this production, means A to A, or we can use A to A. Okay. So now I will use A to A. Okay. So this derivation process is called as leftmost derivation. Leftmost derivation. Now we'll see the rightmost derivation means what? Okay, rightmost derivation. So similarly, we'll start from the starting symbol, means S2AB, S2AB. So similarly, S2AB. So now we have two derivations, two non-terminals A and B. Since we have two non-terminals A and B, so now we'll derive either A or B. Since we are following in this case rightmost derivation, means this one, the second case. So it is the process of derivation. In which rightmost non-terminal is replaced by its corresponding RHS part. Rightmost means here rightmost non-terminal is called B. Since rightmost non-terminal is B, so we will replace this one, means B by either BB or B by B. means B, it has two productions, B2 BB or B2 B. So we can use either this production or we can use this production. So B2, let I am using B2 BB, B2 BB. So this one is the derivation process of leftmost derivation. This one is called as the rightmost derivation process. Okay. So what is the meaning of derivation? Derivation means what? Derivation. Now try to understand what is that from the definition. Replacing the LHS part of the grammar by RHS part from starting symbol to until the generation of the sentence is known as derivation. Okay. So now we'll derive. Suppose we'll derive from the starting symbol. Let the starting symbol S2 AB until the generation of the sentence. Let a sentence is like AB. Let the sentence equal to AB. Since for sentence AB, now we'll try to derive. How to get this AB means how to get the sentence like AB. So we'll always start from the starting symbol means S2AB, S2AB. Now we'll use A to A this production. Now I'm using A to A. Now we'll use B to B productions means B to B. So we can get AB. So it is nothing but what? It will give means this derivation tree, this derivation will give what? AB as the sentence. This derivation will give AB as the sentence. This is called as derivation. This is called as derivation process. Okay. So this one is called a derivation process. This one is called a leftmost derivation. This one is called as rightmost derivation. Leftmost derivation means first we will derive the leftmost non-terminal. In the rightmost derivation means we will first derive the rightmost non-terminal. This is called rightmost derivation. Okay. Next definition is called parse tree. Next definition is called parse tree. What is the parse tree? The tree representation of the derivation, process is known as derivation tree or parse tree. So see here, we can use also this example S2 AB, A2 AA or A, B2 BB or B. So what is the meaning of parse tree? The tree representation of the derivation process means suppose S2 AB, A2 A, then B2 B, let A to A. So it will give the output like A B, means the sentence like A B. So this is one tree. This tree is also called as parse tree. This tree is also called as parse tree or derivation tree. We can also call as it is derivation tree. Means the tree representation of the derivation process is known as derivation tree or parse tree. Okay. The next definition is yield of the parse tree. So what is the meaning of yield of the parse tree? Yield means all leaf nodes of the parse tree is known as its yield. All leaf nodes means what? Leaf nodes. So this is one of the parse tree. Since this one is the parse tree. So now we'll check all leaf nodes of the parse tree. Here this is also one leaf. This one is also one leaf. This one is one leaf. This one is one leaf. This is one also leaf node. Okay. This one means here this one is called leaf node. This one is also called leaf node. This one is also called as leaf nodes. Okay. This is all leaf nodes of the parse tree is called as its yield. Okay. This is the end of today's class. Now in the next class we will discuss about some problems related to the grammar. Okay, thanks for watching.